Alright, let's go in here and let's do the arm now. So I'm going to start off with the clavicle. Oops, make sure I'm in the front view. Clavicle, shoulder, elbow, and I'm going to line it just right with that edge loop right here. And I'm going to do the wrist right here. Okay. Now what you're going to see is in 3D space it wasn't aligned the way I want it to, so I need to move this forward, make sure it's going to deform in the right place, and it's always important to check different views. Alright, move this over just a little bit and then move this one over right there, and you'll see that my orientations are all wrong. Alright, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to orient my joints. Now they're all consistent except for my last one. If you guys remember, what do we need to do? Zero this out. And now it's going to be correct. Alright. Good. Okay, so I'm going to do the hand now, and I'm going to start with the top view, and I'm going to be creating these joints separately, quite a few of them separately. So I'm going to put one for the palm of the hand about right here. If I want, I can kind of bring up the radius just a little bit, and then I'm going to do one. Oops. I'm going to do one for my finger here, knuckle, put it here, next knuckle, and then the fingertip, and then I'm going to do it for now the thumb is going to be a little bit special. If you look at your hand and you're actually observing your hand, you're going to see that the thumb doesn't actually start here, it starts way back here. That's where the rotation is. And then you'll have another joint right here, 2, 3. Now all of these we're going to have to get, and we're going to have to, you'll see that they are down here, so we're going to have to move them up, and we're going to have to do a lot of work on these because they're not in the right place. Okay. This one's not oriented properly, so we're going to have to fix that orientation. And this one, let's move it into place. Okay. The next one, let's move it down, down. The next one, let's move it over, down. Next one, let's move it to the fingertip. And just make sure it's in the right spot. And if you want, you can go in here, orient joints, and see if it's going to work or not. You can kind of see that this one jumps quite, and then this one, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this one, when we rotate it, it's going to pull in like this. This one, when we rotate that, it goes in like this. So this one could be moved a little bit more this way. This one could be moved back just a little bit. Okay, orient our joints. Okay, this one. Zero this out. No, it should be zeroed out, no problem. Alright, so now these orientations should be a little bit better. Alright. Now this one, I need to rotate it to right here. But that can't, you see I can't actually rotate it like this. So we need to rotate it using the joint orientation. So we have that rotated that way. Minus 20. Alright. 10. There we go. Minus 21. Nope. Minus 19. 18 maybe. Minus 18. There we go. It's pretty clear. This could be 0.5. Good. There we go. Orientation is nice. Now we got these ones. So I'm just going to do one first, and I'm just going to duplicate it because it's much easier that way. Get it. Okay, something like that in the knuckle. Boom, boom, boom. Let's rotate this out, orient the joints. Okay. Okay. Have some consistent orientation. Alright. Not bad. Everything's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to duplicate that, move it over, duplicate this one, move it over, duplicate this one, move it over, and move it back a little bit. Okay. Now again, I can't put any rotation in here. If I rotate it, I lose everything. Alright? Actually, let's just do one at a time. Okay. So let's move this one over. This will be a bit forward. Moving it. Okay, and then orient them. Clock down. This one. Zero that out. Okay. Alright. So this one's not quite there yet. Let's move this over a bit. Let's try this again. Joints. Okay. Alright. So that's the middle finger. Let's move it over to the ring finger. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. This one, the pinky. And you can see that it's quite a lot of work. And that's why it's nice that we can just get this all done on one side and mirror it to the other side. Ooh, way too high. Pull it down a little bit. Pull it down a bit. Pull it down a bit. There we go. Okay, so our hands are getting pretty close. Hands are getting pretty close. Alright, so now we've got the fingers done, but we haven't named them. So naming these guys, we're getting close to being able to name a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to select this one, select hierarchy. That means all of these guys are selected. Rename, I'm going to call this thumb. Starting 1, 0 padding. Rename. So now instead of some weird random name, it's thumb 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So it's the same thing with this. Select hierarchy, which I have the button for. And I'm going to call this pointer. And I'm going to call this middle. Don't forget to select hierarchy. I'm going to call this ring. I'm going to call this hierarchy pinky. Alright. This could be index. Let's call it index. Index. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Pinky. There we go. So now that things are starting to move along, we're getting close. We're still missing a few key things. Let's save this. So when I rotate my arm, actually my ulna and my radius is rotating when I'm rotating in this axis right here, like as a round. What it would be like the x-axis here. And so what I need to do is I need to turn this one, and I'm going to add another joint in here. Now I have a script that's called split joint script that I use, and I got it from the Jason Scheffler kind of rigging tutorial from many years ago. And I take it and I put it on my shelf, and it's right here on my shelf, and I select the joint that's the upper joint, and it splits down into the middle. I do the same thing here. Select this one, split down to the middle, and that lets me rotate on my x-axis for when I'm rotating, because up and down will be the y. If I have just a little bit of back and forth, I can do the z. But here, there's very little rotation in this direction. It's almost all from the radius and ulna. And here we'll have a little bit of a humerus. And I wait to the end to do that because I want to make sure this is a straight line. Otherwise it will have a little bit of an offset. Okay, so let's go in here and name these. Scapula, arm, and some of these are going to have scientific names. Humerus. And some of these are going to have just regular names. Elbow. And this will be radius. And wrist. Okay. The last one I think I need to name is the palm. Okay. Now it's getting close. We're getting ready to have our joint chain created. We can now start connecting these together. So you'll notice that I oriented all my joints, got everything correct, then I parent them together. If I parented these all together, connected these all together, before I oriented the joints, they might orient in a wrong direction. Like this might orient towards the thumb, and that's not what I want. Okay, so go here, here, P, here, here, P, here, here. Okay, let's just take this guy right here. We're gonna put this in a display, and we're gonna go display there, and we're gonna say Geo. I'm gonna save it, and now I'm gonna turn it into a reference. So now I can't select it. Should have done it a long time ago. Parent, 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 parent. Okay. So now my entire arm chain has been named. My leg chain has been named, right? And my back chain has been named. So I can now go here, select hierarchy, rename, and this is my left arm, so I'm going to give it a prefix left, L underscore, and I'm going to give it a suffix JNT, because these are all joints, JNT, okay? Same thing here, prefix left, suffix, oops, made a mistake, select hierarchy, I want to give them all the prefix of L, and suffix of JNT, so you'll go in here, left leg joint, left knee joint, ankle joint, all of these things, okay? So this one, select hierarchy, and give it the suffix of joint. Alright, we're getting close. Now there's my phone. Now I'm going to parent this one. I'm going to parent this one here. And again, I make sure that I did all of my orientation first, because if I orient this and it goes towards the leg, it's going to be pointed in the wrong direction. I want it to be able to rotate along here. Next, we're going to look at how to